All right, a big welcome to all you strategic leaders out there. In this explainer, we're getting right to it. We're talking about laying the bedrock for smart, sustainable growth. So, if you're at the helm of a company that's scaling fast, you're definitely in the right place.
This quote, it just nails it, doesn't it? As a leader, you already know the biggest threats. They aren't always the ones you can see coming from the outside. Nope, they're usually these invisible cracks, the ones forming in the very foundation you're trying to build. And let's be real, if you get this part wrong, the stakes are incredibly high.
Okay, so how on earth do you even find these cracks? Well, we're not just here to talk about the problem. We're going to give you an actual, practical toolkit. Seriously, by the time we're done here, you'll have 3 super powerful diagnostic tools to spot those hidden gaps before they turn into total disasters.
All right, let's dive into tool number 1. This one is all about creating just radical clarity across your entire organization. It's called the Vision Canvas.
The purpose here is, well, it's simple, but honestly, it's profound. It's about taking that big, ambitious 3-year vision, your North Star, and smashing it down into concrete, actionable goals that your teams can actually get done this quarter. It's all about bridging that huge gap between the big strategy and what people do on Monday morning.
What I love about this is how elegantly it breaks down a massive vision. First, you start with a super sharp North Star statement. We're talking 15 words max. Then you back that up with 3 core strategic pillars. You figure out exactly how you'll measure success for each one. And finally, you call out the risks and assumptions. Boom, your entire strategy right there on a single page.
Okay, let's just pause on that for a second. Be honest. If you walked out of your office right now and asked your managers this question, what would they say? If you have even a tiny bit of doubt that you'd get the exact same answer from everyone, well, that's a huge sign of misalignment. And that's precisely what this canvas is built to fix.
So, once that vision is crystal clear, we move on to our second tool. And this one helps you look inward. Yeah, this one gets a little personal, because it's all about mapping the actual DNA of your leadership team. You know how we all have that gut feeling about how the team is working together, right? Well, this tool takes all that subjective stuff and throws it out the window. It gives you a real, data-driven way to measure leadership styles and see exactly where the friction points are. That way, you can deal with them before they start messing with your growth.
So check this out. Here are the first 3 tensions it measures. On one side, you've got delegation versus micromanagement. Then there's strategic time use versus just reacting and putting out fires all day. And finally, trusting the data versus just making gut decisions. And look, these aren't just personality quirks. They fundamentally define how your entire company operates. And it doesn't stop there. Here are the other 3 axes. And these dig right into the cultural core of your leadership team. We're talking psychological safety versus a fear-based culture, advocating for change versus resisting it at every turn. And maybe the biggest one, having real accountability rituals versus just letting things slide into a blame culture when stuff goes wrong.
So how does this actually work? It's simple, really. Each executive rates themselves on a scale from 1 to 10 for each of these axes. When you plot all those results, you're looking for one thing: any gap that's bigger than 3 points between any 2 execs. See one of those? That is a major red flag.
But let me be super clear about this. This isn't about judging who's right or wrong. A 3-point gap doesn't mean someone is bad at their job. Not at all. Think of it as a powerful, data-backed trigger, a signal that you need to have a really important conversation about why that gap is there and what you're going to do to get aligned.
Okay, on to our third and final tool. And this one is designed to save you from one of the biggest, most overhyped money pits in business today, jumping on the AI bandwagon way before you're actually ready for it. Seriously, think of this as your shield against the hype cycle. Before you go and drop a ton of cash on some fancy AI tool that promises the world, this index makes you stop and ask a really simple question. Is our company actually ready to use this thing? It's all about making sure that tech serves your strategy, not the other way around.
So it looks at your readiness across 5 key areas. 1. Data hygiene. Is your data clean or a total mess? 2. Process clarity. Do you even know how you do things? 3. Team attitude. Are people curious or just scared? 4. Compliance. Are you on the right side of things like GDPR? And 5. Tool compatibility. Will this new thing even talk to your old things? I'm telling you, without solid answers here, any AI project is pretty much doomed from the start. So, After you score yourself on all 5 of those things, you'll get a final percentage. And if your score comes in under 40%, well, the diagnosis is crystal clear.
The answer is stop. Just full stop. Don't buy the tool. Don't even start the project. You've got to go back and focus on the basics. Clean up your data, document your processes. All that cool, exciting AI stuff can wait. This foundational work, it absolutely cannot.
Okay, but what if you land somewhere in the middle, say between 40 and 70%? Well, that's a whole different story. You're not at a red light anymore, but you are definitely not at a green one either.
This is your proceed with caution zone. It means you're ready for a pilot project, but it needs to be small and carefully managed. You've got enough of a foundation to start experimenting, but you have to keep it on a tight leash, learn from it, and adapt before you even think about a big company-wide rollout.
All right, so we've looked at 3 pretty distinct tools, right? The Vision Canvas, the Leadership DNA Radar, and the AI Readiness Index. Now for the really cool part. Let's see how they all come together to give you one single, super powerful snapshot of your company's health.
This is it. This is where it all clicks into place on a simple, at-a-glance dashboard. By giving each tool's result a simple status, red, amber, or green, you create what we call a strategic heat map. Like in this example, you'd know instantly, okay, vision is green, we're good there. Leadership is amber, needs some work. And tech readiness, that's a big flashing red. Just like that, you know exactly where you need to focus your attention.
So what does all of this boil down to? It all points to one single philosophy that holds this entire framework together. If you're going to remember one thing from all this, this is it. This is the core principle for scaling successfully.
Alignment. Before acceleration. It's that simple. You have got to get your vision, your leaders, and your basic readiness all in sync before you even think about hitting the gas. Because trying to accelerate when your foundation is all out of whack, that is the absolute fastest way to watch everything fall apart.
So I'm going to leave you with a question to chew on. Thinking about your own company right now, and using these tools as a lens, where's the hidden gap? Is it a crack in your vision? A little bit of friction on the leadership team? Or maybe a gap in your readiness for what's next? Which of those hidden cracks are you going to uncover first?